Breaking news. Patrick Williams will have to undergo season ending surgery on his foot. Let's talk about what that ultimately means for the Chicago Bulls and what it means about Patrick Williams' tenure here right after this. What's up, YouTube? This is your boy P Kid. This is Chicago Bulls Breeze, where you're going to get everything Chicago Bulls. Obviously, the Chicago Bulls have not been a very popular topic for as of late, and the news just gets worse. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. It is not as if the Chicago Bulls have given us anything to really root for. We've had one botched trade scandal that ultimately ended in a foot surgery, which you can say whether or not that was planned or not. I think it was smart. I wouldn't want to get traded to Detroit either. But Patrick Williams is now the latest on the block with I mean, realistically, we had Torrey Craig last week or earlier this week. Now, we might as well end the week off on a high note. Patrick Williams will have to have a season-ending foot surgery. He's expected to have that pretty soon. Realistically, it's the initial bone edema in his left foot. So we're talking about left foot injury. That's the same injury that's kept him sidelined since January 25th. At this particular point, what the heck? What the heck? I'm going to actually speak as a fan now, and not just someone who has reported. As someone who truly is a basketball and Bulls fan. What the heck? Now you can't do anything about injury. You can't do anything about any of these things. It happens. It sucks. It just seems as if we've been plagued with this for the last couple seasons, whether it be Zach getting injured at the inopportune time when we were trying to make a run. Lonzo Ball, who's been injured since basically we acquired him. We only had like really 35 games of that. And then ultimately, now we have Patrick Williams, who also spent most of his his sophomore season injured with the hand. Now it is now a foot injury. And listen, I don't wish injury on anyone. But unfortunately, these things do happen and they do impact the game. They do impact how teams view you. They do impact your team's success. And right now, Patrick Williams, although I will say some of it is not his fault, I'm going to preface this next statement by saying it is not Patrick Williams' fault what's happening. You can't do anything about a broken hand. The hand got broke. What you want him to do? You can't do anything about the foot. I mean, realistically, health is health. You can't do anything about that. But the way that it shapes up, the timing of it all, and how it ultimately impacts his tenure here, he is proven to be one of the most regrettable fourth overall picks in the draft that we've seen in a long time. Um, Simply because, I mean, yeah, yeah. Now, here's the interesting thing, and here's the caveat to this, because obviously, as a fan, I am upset. As a fan, we probably like Jesus. What else can go wrong at this point? And a lot could go wrong. But right now, you have to look at it this way. AK has been in these spots before. AK has been in the spots where he's been involved with organizations. Obviously, we know we're talking about Denver, where injury plagued some of their players, and riding it out actually worked out. Now that is a pie in the sky, being hopeful, trying to give you flowers after I gave you bad news type situation. Because in all actuality, just because it worked then doesn't mean it's going to work now. Doesn't mean the talent that he did it within is the same talent that we're working with now. Just because it's happened before, hey, previous success is not an indicator of future production. It's not an indicator of future success. I mean, it just is what it is. It's like investing. Just because a stock did well last 10 years doesn't mean that the next year is going to do well. The next 10 years is going to do well. You simply do not know. And that's the gamble in this hard position that AK finds himself in, because he took a gamble on Patrick Williams. And so far in two different seasons, it has not paid off. On top of the fact that he's also had to people can sit there and say DeMar derailed his growth or stunted his growth and things of that nature. I'm a little bit on the fence with that, because I do believe he had nothing but a fair share of opportunities. Um, but at the end of the day, injury is injury. And this is yet another player that the Bulls are going to be without as we try to scratch and claw and maintain, at the very least, a play-in situation. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear, just use this post as a sound off. Use it as your venting board. Think of this as your bull's therapy to just get whatever you want to get off on your chest. Put it in the comments, because at this point, what the heck? Whether it's love, whether it's hate, man, like I said, put it in the chat. I'll be in there with you. Till next time.